All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And this is an article that I came across earlier today dealing with something called the Global Digital Compact. Okay, and that keyword global and digital, or keywords global and digital. All right, you're seeing those two words being made more common and used in a more mainstream sense. All right, every day. Now it says here UN Secretary, which is United Nations Secretary General, proposes global digital compact to push laws against online quote unquote hate. All right. Now, at the core of this, like we've been saying for years, is really they're trying to prevent the truth, okay, the true knowledge which we're pushing out from going out. And because they don't directly make it seem that way, it sounds like far-fetched. Oh yeah, well, of all people, of all information, they really want to come after you. But wait, hate has been on the internet for decades, since the internet was made mainstream, and just the average individual was able to go on there. So you wait till now. I mean, it doesn't it doesn't take 10 years to quote unquote implement this. But what they want now is more finer control, because quite frankly, they don't actually care about hate on the internet or anything of that sort. These are the same people. If they cared so much about your 12-year-old niece getting bullied on Facebook, they do worse things to different politicians and different individuals. That's how they get them to stay in line, do it through blackmail and all these different means that they use. And they care about hate. They care about people pushing hate online. Yeah, no, we're not buying that. Okay, the whole point is they need a something to hide behind in order to further push this agenda. And going with something like hate is it's easy to tug on the emotional strings of people and make it seem like this has a noble cause. But I want to start off with this precept and then read the article to sort of set that tone, right? Because as it says here in Revelation 12 and 17, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. Now, the dragon, overall represents Esau, Edom, but more specifically, it represents the higher class of Esau, Edom, or the elites of today's society. Because the woman here represents Israel, okay? And more specifically, as it says, they went to make war with the remnant of her seed, and that's the elect, right? Those that keep the commandments of God. So we know that's the elect in this time. Now, why are they wroth with the woman? Because we're speaking truth. We're exposing them. All right, we're uncovering their plans, and simultaneously we are pushing the gospel to wake up, the elect, and even the average individuals are catching on. All right, and the deception, all right, the veil of deception that has been so easily cast on the people is starting to lose its ability, because this light is shining brighter and brighter. So even if people don't get drawn to the light, they still see the light, and it shines on the darkness of this world that they have cast. But who's really concerned with that? It's not just your average Edomite. It's more so the elites, because they understand the magnitude, or the danger, at least to them, of this truth and this knowledge going out, and more people waking up. So that's why it says they were wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. And it starts with information. It starts with blocking your videos and shadow banning you, which they're doing to me now. Um, um, Deleting your channels. Okay, and basically creating groups like what's that, Southern Poverty Law Center, and so on and so forth, to label you with certain labels so they can demonize you. But eventually it builds up to the point where they can take physical action against you. So it says, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. and that's the elect. So really, these elites are the ones that are behind the scenes pushing, all right, sending those orders down. So let's read a little bit of this article, and let's find out what is the Global Digital Compact and why you should care about it. It says United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, he has a funny looking face, proposed, well, I guess that's hate, right? Proposed a global digital compact. Yeah, which, I mean, real quick, that also opens up the question, right? Who determines what is hate? Because then hate, at least they're saying online hate. Well, who's going to be determining what classifies as hate and what doesn't? So it's subject to their definition. It says proposed a global digital compact, or GDC, to push sweeping international laws. Hear that? International laws. What this is doing is it's eliminating the autonomy to a certain degree of the various so-called sovereign nations, and sort of binding everybody under this centralized way of doing things in the name of, well, if we're going to stop hate, why stop online hate just in Europe or just in America or just in Canada? Let's do it internationally, because hate exists everywhere. Anyway, they want to push sweeping international laws against hate and lies online. But isn't that ironic that the biggest liar in this world today wants to push laws against hate and lies? All right. Well, maybe you should start by looking in the mirror. It says the proliferation of hate and lies in the digital space is causing grave global harm. Is it? Is it causing more harm than the chemtrails that are being sprayed in the air, or the chemicals that they're exposing to you daily in your food and your water, okay, in your day to day? Is it more dangerous than that? Is it doing more harm than that, or the invasion of these third world countries under the depopulation agenda? I mean, which one is it? So it says this clear and present global threat. See, now everything is a global threat. That means we got to take global action. And this also bleeds into Revelation 13, right? It says they said to the world, let us make an image to the beast, which is the system, right? Ultimately replicated based off of the system of the old Roman Empire. But it's the same people back again here today. And not only have they re-implemented what was then, they're taking it a step further, right? And they're implementing their NWO. So all these are examples of them saying to the world, hey, let's make this system, right? Because for one cause, for the financial change, they're saying we need to make a global effort to do this. You know, to stop hate and lies online, we need to make a global effort to do this. So basically, we need to change the world and make it into the way we see fit in order to really make clear the solution to these world problems. Anyway, that was a mouthful, so let's read a bit more. It says this clear and present global threat demands clear and coordinated global action. We don't have a moment to lose, he wrote in a tweet announcing the compact, right? Revelation 12:12, coming down with great wrath because they know they have a short time. The UN policy brief, which was released on June 12, called for the handling control, or Slakia, for the handing control of the internet to international bodies as part of the UN's 2030 agenda. So I think this is really the key phrase of this article. Okay, this is what they want: to hand control of the internet to international bodies as part of the UN's 2030 agenda. This is on their agenda. And once they get control, that's it. They determine what goes on and what does not. And at the same time, they determine how to penalize you for what you put online. So they're going to take it down, but they're also going to penalize you for it. Guterres also referred to another UN brief, Information and Integrity on Digital Platforms, or IIDP, which he said will be used as a guide to coordinate global efforts against quote unquote hate. But they never define what that is. So if I say, oh, I I hate I don't know, I hate murderers. What is there? Are they gonna have to do take some laws against that? Because that's hate, right? I hate the evil. Well, what is evil? Well, according to the scriptures, what they're doing here in America is evil. So then that means you hate this place. Oh, but that's a problem. So what is there good hate? Is there bad hate? So it says the IIDP warned about what it calls the darker side of the digital ecosystem, which could enable the rapid spread of lies and hate, causing real harm on a global scale. Guterres said that the internet is being misused to deny science and spread disinformation. Wow. And hate to billions of people in a veiled reference to, you know that word right there. I'm not going to read it. Skeptics, okay, to the Vanessa skeptics and growing populist movements. Oh, is that right? So, really, alternative media is a threat to them. What basically information that they do not provide or information that is not filtered through their sources is disinformation. It is misused information. It is hate. You see that? So if it's not from them, then it's not information. It's disinformation. If it's not in the MSM, it's not information. It's misinformation or disinformation. So if they get access to this, what does that mean? You think, oh yeah, we're gonna do it in the name of hate, and next thing you know, the whole internet is gone. This. I don't think they're gonna shut it down, but they might as well, because you're not gonna be able to freely. These videos are not gonna be on there. They most definitely are not. Now, the internet does not mean YouTube. It does not mean Odyssey. It does not mean Rumble. It means all of it, because they all go on the internet. It says so at every inch, every ounce, every whatever of the internet that has content like this, they will make sure it's off. It says the proliferation of hate and lies in the digital space is causing grave global harm. This clear and present global threat demands clear and coordinated global action. We don't have a moment to lose, he declared in his call for global censorship. And at that point, they're going to move quick, because they know that it doesn't matter what they do now. Ain't nobody going to be able to say anything about it. Oh, it says here that the GDC Global Digital Compact is focused on eliminating the divide across regions, gender, income, language, and age groups regarding internet access, and decries the fact that some 89% of people in Europe are online, but only 21% of women in low-income countries use the internet. Inequality is rising, it claimed, adding that enormous investments in technology have not been accompanied by spending on public education and infrastructure. Now let's come down a bit. Let's see what else we have here. The GDC blamed hate speech and disinformation. Nothing they say is hate speech though, or disinformation. It's always what somebody else says. Okay. It says on malicious hackers, criminal activity, authoritarian state controls, and predatory business models, calling them serious risks to human rights. What's interesting to me is with all the problems in the world, this is number one on their list, or at least up there. So yeah, let's think about that. More than likely, there's definitely some other hand at work here. Okay, it says here that it believes that the only solution is to develop robust accountability criteria and standards for digital platforms and users to address disinformation, hate speech, and other harmful online content. So here comes your internet censorship. Okay, maybe I should title that the video. But yeah, here comes your internet censorship. This is where they're going with it. There's no there's no sugarcoating it. It's right there before your eyes. And there comes the social media keyword, right? So the IIDP expanded on that point by claiming that social media enabled hate speech and disinformation can lead to violence and death. Oh my gosh. But what examples do they have of this? Might they say that things like the so-called Jersey City shooting, where those agents went and did what they did in that Amalekite spot, the small hats area, or any attacks against small hats? Might they say that is influenced, right, with people like vocab, the vocabites, right? Might they say that is influenced by Hebrew Israelites? Hmm. Hmm. The ability to disseminate large-scale disinformation to undermine scientifically established facts poses an existential risk to humanity. Oh my gosh. Oh, is that so? So like I said, of all the things, right, that are on the table here, this is what poses an existential threat to humanity. Not you didn't think about that when you developed nuclear weapons, but you're thinking about that now. Yo, these people, man, these people. Anyway, I'm not gonna read through the whole thing, but as you can see, the C, right, the mate, the C mate, and the Vanessa skeptics to be targeted. They're the ones that they're going after. Okay, so yeah, I recommend reading. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me jump through this a little bit, see what we got in here. However, the writers of the UN report admitted that the distinction between mis and disinformation can be subtle and difficult to determine without providing any further details. Let's come down. Okay, what else we got? Let me skim through this real quick. Skeptics of green policy were accused of being guilty of greenwashing. It says, which was defined as misleading the public into believing that a company or entity is doing more to protect the environment and less to harm it than it is. That's interesting. What else we have? The UN further proposed a digital code of conduct, which laid out some of the proposed rules, but provided little detail on how they would enforce or how violators would be judged. Yeah, that's interesting. So they're the ones determining it, right? They're the big dogs. All right. It says the code of conduct only suggested that member states ensure that responses to mis and disinformation and hate speech are consistent with international law. So they have international laws against this, and so you have to you as a member state need to implement this law, or your responses need to be in line with this international law. So you can be an international criminal for posting certain content that they deem you know illegal or whatnot on the internet. So it says including international human rights law, and are not misused to block any legitimate expressions of views of opinion. But that's BS, because they're already doing that now. So-called freedom of speech, yeah, that's out the window. Oh, look at that. They also want to incorporate human and AI content to moderate systems, which could be programmed to block any views in opposition to the globalist agenda. Yeah, yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Let's see what else they got here. Yeah, yeah. So this is pretty much what they're coming with, and this is the GDC, right? The Global Digital Compact, and hey, well, let's see where it goes. But we know, because at this point they're already coming full force for us. All right, for the information that we put out, not only us but others that put out content that deal with going against their narratives. So how much more for when they can solidify this and start putting out these international laws against this? So yeah, man, we're at that time. We're at that time. But hey, it has to happen. If this doesn't happen, we can't go forward. So it has to happen. Anyway, Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.